quarter of last year, Enugu State had a slot of about 200 persons, but they were not able to fill up to 100. A lot of young men that really want to join the army, but for some of these sentiments being bandied around, some of them lack encouragement from the local government councils.
Call them IPOB and terrorist organization, and you have killed them in numbers.
Who killed them?
The Nigerian military.
Killed Southeast youths in numbers?
Yes, yeah, they are in the Southeast as an army of occupation. And every youth they see in sight is shoot at sight.
In the Southeast?
Yes. This have been
are the governors aware of this?
Of course, all of them are aware. All of them are.
And what are they doing about it?
Especially
if
that
story
of
happens to be true.
Especially that of Imo State. In the local government of Hope Uzodinma, you can hardly see any young man there. They have all run away or they were killed. So when you have been doing all this type of underhand dealings with the Southeast, why do you think their youth will be very happy to join the army?
Yes, Musa is coming out officially now, to acknowledge the importance and the impact of the Igbos, the Biafrans. He knows that even in time of economy that Nigeria is still growing to today, it comes from the axis of the Igbos. In terms of leadership, in terms of equality, economy, look at the time when Igbos are, the East are in control of the military and in control of the economy. You will find out that the Nigerian GP grow. It grows in every area. During the time of when Jika become this, you can see that the Boko Haram and whatsoever, everybody really respected themselves because they know the strength and the ability of the Igbos. The way Jika give it to them, they themselves. Now I wake up from their slumber and they didn't need to adjust themselves. And the Northerners and decided they begin to cry out. Igbos want to kill us finish, or they want to retaliate what happened in the Civil War. You understand me? And that is why S.East Musa, he has taken the video and he needed the Igbo man ideology. That is why he said Igbo, the youth should join the military so that they can be able to do what? To challenge the insecurity in Nigeria. And let me tell you, coming back again in the ESN, you can see how the ESN, combated with the Fulanis and conquered the Fulanis. Even when the Nigerian military, tried to face the ESN, they could not be able to compete with the ESN. They see that there is a difference between iron and plastic. Igbos are the major iron, not the rusting one, but the confirmed one. They are the iron bender. They know how to bend the iron way strong. Any iron that's strong, any organization that call themselves terrorists or that is giving the people headache, just invite the Igbos. They know the strategy because God has given us that brain. God has given us that ideology. Go see, let me tell you, to fix Nigeria, do you think that without the Igbos there will be Nigeria? There will be no Nigeria. Why Nigeria is still in one as they claim, that's why the father it is an ideology of fake. You understand? Just because the Igbos are still, staying, having some transaction, some that kind of relationship with the Nigerians, anything that makes the Igbos to pull out from Nigeria, economically they will collapse, military they will collapse, in all diaspora they will collapse. How did I mean? Now, Igbos are not participating in the military. See how Nigerian military collapse. See the lapses all over in Nigerian uniform, both in the police, both in DSS, both in the military, both in what is it called? What is it called? These people that are always in the border. Custom. Go and checkmate. But I will not see the time when an Igbo person is in charge of NDLA. You can see how things in terms of drug agencies, the kind of fake drops, and Igbos to flush it out. But now, what is happening? What is happening? You see drugs everywhere. So any military or any organization that is lacking the presence of the Igbo people definitely is lacking the future and the survivor and a kind of praises in that organization. Any organization, I repeat, that Igbos are not there, you can never see that organization championing anything, that will bring praises. That's why this S.East Musa is officially knocking house to house, sending letters Sending letter. Let me tell you, my brother, did you know that Tidia Musa is, secretly negotiating how he wish that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, could secretly speak to the Igbo youth so that they can join the Nigerian military for them to be able. Because, see, Baba, Awusa, you cannot use cow mentality to compare somebody who see that. Do you know what it takes to manufacture Ogbunigwe? At the middle of nothing, in the midst of nothing, they make something out. In the midst of, I don't know whether you get it. During the Civil War, everywhere, everybody deserted the Igbos. But what happened? At that point, that was when Igbo man intelligence appeared for the first time, and that is why Nigerians, including the Britain, the Oyibos are afraid of every average Igbo man. So far you are from the East, you are a threat to them because they know that within a twinkle of an eye, you can come up with something that can shake the world, just like Ogbunigwe. That is why it was called an Ogbunigwe. Ogbuna 1,000. It's only Igbo man, Igbo people, you can do that. Beside the Igbos, no other tribe can do it.
So you feel that what Sidenusa is saying that the Igbo youth are needed to crush
Igbo youth are
Fulani.
Igbo useful. Igbo useful, not Igbo youth. Igbo useful. If you say Igbo youth, it's just like Igbo's youth alone. He's trying to to call on Igbo useful, that Igbos are more. I use the word more. There is a difference between useful and more useful. Igbos are more useful in terms of curbing the insecurity in Nigeria. It's only the Igbo youth, the Igbo useful, that can do what? Stop the insecurity. Beside the Igbos, the insecurity will continue to increase.
Quarter of last year, Enugu State had a slot of about 200 persons, but they were not able to fill up to 100. A lot of young men that really want to join the army, but for some of these sentiments being bandied around, some of them lack encouragement from the local government councils. We have come to get the buy-in of the grassroots politicians, our royal fathers, to help us to raise these numbers so that Enugu State can fill up their slots.
Why do you think the Southeastern youths are so reluctant on joining the army?
The reasons are very obvious.
Which are?
You call them IPOB and terrorist organization, and you have killed them in numbers.
Who killed them?
The Nigerian military.
Killed Southeast youths in numbers?
Yes, yeah, they are in the Southeast as an army of occupation. And every youth they see in sight is shoot at sight.
In the Southeast?
Yes. These have been
Are the governors aware of this?
Of course, all of them are aware. All of them are.
And what are they doing about it?
Especially
if
that
this story happens to be true.
Especially that of Imo State. In the local government of Hope Uzodinma, you can hardly see any young man there. They have all run away or they were killed. So when you have been doing all this type of underhand dealings with the Southeast, why do you think their youth will be very happy to join the army? Their belief is that you are going to finish them. What you could not do with this, all this, what's that called, insecurity, you now want to finish them with the military.
But Barrister, there is a belief, or some quarters will say that the reason why there is so much military presence in the Southeast is because of the insecurities happening there by the unknown gunmen.
It was deliberately created. You know, when you want to hang a dog, you give it a bad name. What is the reason for the insecurity in the Southeast?
You said insecurity in Southeast was deliberately created.
It was.
By whom?
At least we have had Asari Dokubo and his group. They are telling us what the agreement they had with the federal government. So what did Asari say they had? He said he has a contract to be killing the Igbos.
He said
that. He even mentioned the area where they are operating and all that. That his boys are the ones, the unknown gunmen. So, I mean, by the way, what is the reason for insecurity in the Southeast? What is the problem there?
What is the reason for insecurity?
That is what we should be asking the federal government. Initially, we claim it was Simon Ekpa. And we all cried that Simon Ekpa should be brought down. And
He has been in custody. So
yes,
let me ask you, as someone who is from that region, of course, you'll be getting information from that region. Has the rate of insecurity by the unknown gunmen reduced since Simon Ekpa has been in custody?
It has reduced, not because of Simon Ekpa per se.
Okay.
It is because the Southeasterners have devised another means of checkmaining this, because the outright killing on the streets of the Southeast has reduced. But the Fulani herdsmen are still rampaging in the bushes and farmlands. They are still there. So in
the Southeast region,
yeah,
we saw women protests in Enugu State.
So all those things, who created them? Are they Southeasterners? Is the federal government not aware of this, what these people are doing? Why did they allow them to be carrying guns and be killing people? And when anybody wants to stop them or retaliate, the person is arrested, while the attacker is allowed to go free. So when you see all these things, are you not supposed to know that something is wrong somewhere?
And that is it. I hope you guys remembered some time ago when the Nigerian military launched what they called Operation Crocodile Tears. And that is how they brought it to the doorstep of Ndibo. These are Igbo youths. Today, you are begging them to join the military. Tell me how they can confidently join, if not for the fact they want to be used as sacrificial lamb to what is happening in the Northeast. No, I'm telling you honestly speaking. And I can rest assure you that an Igbo young man, a prospective Igbo young youth, will prefer to go out on the street and find food for himself than to join any Nigerian security operative. What the future is he going to guarantee that is guaranteed for him? No, tell me what is guaranteed for him. I think you guys don't know what Igbos are made up of. Okay? Not this peanut. They are not after to go on the street and be begging people for money in the name of extortion on the highway, setting up different business centers. And you think no now go geji we below dogu na village mo take care of his financial responsibility. It's an babiyala. Igbos don't do babiyala. Igbos take up responsibilities that Nigerian government failed woefully on the entire Nigerian people, sniffing the future of the youths. Go to the north. They even beg them to go to school. But Ariboman will take it upon himself to take his child to the best of the schools. Nigerian military operatives or personnel or security personnel, how much are they being paid? And they are being lined up to be given peanuts like this. And you think that is the kind of thing that an Igbo young man, e-money them, Zenkova, Obama, name them. When they are seeing these guys as their role model, and that is the truth. Now, allow Igbo youths to be. Okay? Fix yourselves first. Fix the institutions first. Igbos cannot operate in an environment of oppression, inequality, and a place where they cannot freely explore and be the best they can. And now is subject to humiliation of uniform. They've passed that level a long time ago, and they cannot subject themselves to such situations, and that is why they will not join. If one else for pastor and I'm promotion. You don't think they've not had all these things? They've not seen all these things? Their eyes are well open and they are well informed to think they are going to subject themselves into this. No, they will not. Fix yourselves first before asking prospective Igbo using future where target to join the military. Not that those who are there, it's your choice. but don't rub it on everybody's face. Let me just end it here and have your opinion on this. I still remain Sujan Peter, your advocate for good governance. Bye-bye for now. GGN, uniting the people for good governance.
But when someone like Ngozi Orabuzi come out to say that the youth, the boys should be careful as regards, joining with the Nigerian military, that they are being lured to be quiet.
Yeah. Do you know why? Yeah, and that is a modern care advice. A modern what? Care advice. Because, like I said, the Musa Nigeria generally have realized that the usefulness of the Igbos, the importance the Igbos are, based on what is already on the ground called Biafra, you know that. And this thing that we are fighting called Biafra, they know that the only way to trap these people and to reduce them in number, because they are scared that when these people may arise. See, you cannot it's difficult to predict Igbo man. I repeat again, you cannot predict Igbo man. It's very, very difficult to be predicted. So within a twinkle of an eye, Igbo man have calculated 10 to 1 million, miles ahead of every Nigerian person. Ahead, go to Yoruba, Fulani, Hausa, ahead of them, 1 million miles ahead of them. That is Igbo man for you. You see why Igbo man is very, very necessary and very, very important. You see why they are like, without Igbos, nothing works in this country. So they needed our intelligence to carve out something meaningful to the society of Nigeria. So Ngozi Orabuzi now said, because she have found out that this is another strategy by which Nigeria want to continue to kill and to steal away Biafra from the Igbos. Because by the time they finish killing the youth, who are the people that will stand for the Biafra? There will be no Biafra again. So that is why I concur with her own advice that all the youth, even it baffles me that at the end of the day, they say it's only 200 that later join. Those ones that join, I pity them. But I'm using this opportunity, if they can watch this video, let them restrict their step. Let them go back and leave Nigeria, because the other day I watched in TVC, to be precise, I said TVC, I repeat again, the place that they call Sambisa Forest. My brother, there was no forest there. There was nothing like forest. And I remember, was it not 2 years ago or last year, if I'm not mistaken? It was early 2 years ago. A soldier, a military man came to, when I was in the other side, that time I used to do my evangelical mission, dancing, preaching and speaking the word of God, the gospel, which I've never departed from my mouth. I will continue to speak the word of God, which is the word of truth. You understand? A military man said it, that he just escaped from what? The attack of the Fulanis in the Sambisa Forest. They said that we carry them. This is a Sambisa Forest. Then you come in an open desert like this. Where is the forest they are talking about? Before you know it, the Fulani will come from their back and start shooting. Those Boko Haram, they will start to shoot and shoot Nigerian military. You understand? And remember, during the time of Muhammadu Buhari, they said if they are acting, if you want to react, they will tell you, say, order have not come from above. Baba, what are we saying? So the only thing is the Igbos, and these Igbos that already joined, these 200 as I heard, should watch this video and rethink and come back. Instead of joining Nigerian military, let them go and join Israeli, and ESN is there. Join those ones. Protect your father's land, your motherland, your ancestral land. That is, see, have you ever asked yourself, why is it that anywhere Igbo man died, they will definitely trace him and carry him and go back and bury him? Igbo man, we are too special, and we are very, very important species in the hands of the Creator. That is why we are very, very important. Anywhere we find ourselves, go to Israel today, go to America today, go to Germany today, go to all over the world. Even you see Traore, Captain Traore, do you know what he said? He said he will love to host Mazen Nnamdi Kanu if he is released. The first person to host should be Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Did you know why? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu opened his eyes. the veil that covers Burkina Faso, through Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, all Africans, all over the world, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, through his speech, opened his eye. That is why Traore today is standing as #1 leader in the whole Africa.
Okay, so we heard what
what Igbo man cannot do in Nigeria does not exist.
Okay, well, we had, the media officer for the women's affair there in the Southeast. He said she went to make a research there in the Southeast on a Monday for sit at home. But what she saw was not what the media was reporting.
It was the military that are behind the sit at home. They are the ones threatening people's life that make the people to be scared of coming out to sell market, and they target the IPOB sit at home. It was IPOB. You saw the video. You understand? See, these are the things that have been happening. Don't you see the confession of a Hope Uzodinma or Hope Uzodiojo? Because Uzodinma guy Uboreboa. This is Hope Uzodiojo. Then Hope Uzodiojo, see his confession now. Although he have not actually come out, and we have been waiting for him to say these are exactly the people. But I know that you cannot back the finger that feed you. The people that put him there, he doesn't want to mention them. He never win election, but he was planted there. So that's why the heat is coming. No, the people, the blood that which he have shared, he have wasted, are crying day by day on his ear. So they are crying for vengeance. So that is why he come out now to cry, to confess, make a confession, which he have not finished confessing. Hope most of them will still crawl on his feet. He will still do what? Crawl on his feet. And finally, maybe on the last crawling, his knees will pee with the blood. Then he will not tell us the people that are behind the scene. And God will help us. Thank you.
Now Ujok was added, but now another 4 added, named Onyechi Ikpeazu, Emeka Etiaba, Mela Audu, and what Joseph Akubo. With this now, do you not think Justice Tosho should be kind of pet up, or with this recent update?
I think Justice Tosho will actually be chained tomorrow in the court. Let me ask you why. I'm talking about Dancing of the Forest. Dancing of the Forest was a book written by Wole Soyinka in the 60s. That book was written almost during the Nigerian Biafran Civil War, and Wole Soyinka was arrested by the federal government then. Because the book authored by Soyinka was speaking in favor of the masses, in favor of the Biafrans, in favor of ordinary Nigerians. Because I don't see a situation whereby someone was agitating for his rights and he was set free by court of competent jurisdiction, and they refused him bail. No, the court said he should be bailed, he should go. Not even bail. That's final. Discharged and acquitted. Still, they arrested him, they held on to him. I don't understand. That's why I say it is all about Dance of the Forest. Whatever federal government of Nigeria tell Nigerians, they will do, because we are gullible people. No Nigerian man has been able to come out one day to the street and start challenging Nigerian government or a political elite. Look at what happened in my presence this morning. Police men from governor monitoring team Alausa stopped a private bike. This is not commercial bike at the axis of retail market Oba. I went direct. What is going on? The gentleman said nothing, that this is his bike, and this bike is like Vespa. It's not for commercial purpose. I wanted to ask. They were looking as if maybe I was about to attack them. Before you know it, a commercial Okada pulled by again. They stopped him, collected 1,300. I was asking the guy, say, on what purpose? He said, no, leave him. That policeman is my guy. I say, good. But this one, you are a civilian with what? Private bike. So private bike is banned in Nigeria, banned in Lagos State. They threw the bike into their pickup, and the governor, the executive governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, did not send them. Sanwo-Olu will not have done that. Sanwo-Olu is using his office. This Nigerian police, oh my God. The left is too annoying, it's too provocative. It is highly, let me tell you, infuriating. Nigerian police are bullying Nigerians. The people that should be policing, they are bullying them. That is not how to police the public. They are doing it the other way around. The purpose at which they were all enlisted into that federal agency is to do what? Police you and I. That is to protect you and I. So now, the private bike was thrown into their pickup. Governor monitoring team Alausa. I don't really understand. Somebody will now be saying all manners of bad things against the governor. Now lie. Someone who did not send anybody to commit that kind of dastard act at return market there. So what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Somebody has been set free by the court. You and I actually knows that the court interprets the constitution. They review Nigerian constitutionalities, and they have the right to set anybody free who has been found maybe based on a criminal offense or whatever they call it. Nnamdi Kanu was accused of what he did not. Act of terrorism is not act of self-agitation. Self-agitation is allowed anywhere in the world. No constitution in the whole world actually exempts agitation. Finland agitated for self-determination in 1950s, 30s, 40s. 1956, Finland became a separate entity from the former USSR, Russia. And today we see many, we have many. Texas was under Mexico before. Within a short period, Mexico do what? Agitated for sovereignty. And Mexico, Texas was on its own. From there, join United States of America. If Nigeria today determined to go and join Chad, it is it is a question of having an agreement with Chad and they become a country. So why arresting somebody that is agitating for his right? See, let me tell you, it is against the law to come to court with masked men. They are still violating Nigerians, violating the law, violating justice. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, I think that gentleman has taken enough.
So the okay, continue.
See, let me tell you, they are not going to do the needful. They are trying to cause more trouble. At all. They
don't look like someone that will want to release.
At all.
Nnamdi Kanu.
Tinubu is not looking like someone that will release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. It has been actually debated and debated that Tinubu will leave Mazin Nnamdi Kanu by force. No, I'm telling you the truth. Tinubu government, APC government, they are the worst government in Africa, the worst political party in Africa. They are not going to leave Nnamdi Kanu on a peaceful agreement. Nnamdi Kanu will be out of that detention by force. And it is going to be external forces that will come to Nigeria and set the young man free, either from United Nations or from United States of America. I'm telling you, it is not possible. The current administration are not friendly to you and I. They are not friendly to Nigerian people. They are just there to rubbish Nigeria economy. Economically, they are nowhere to be found. And you can see all their body languages. They are busy looting our commonwealth. Look at Abia. Abia has traveled as far as Vatican, Rome, to do what? To pay condolence to St. Peter in Rome.
And Bianca was there with him.
Bianca was there with him. And other government functionaries, they sign out money in millions. While people are dying in Jos Plateau State, people are dying in Benue, they could not go there to pay condolence to the victims of those that were maimed and disallowed by Fulani herdsmen. Who visited those families in Jos Plateau? Nobody. Who visited Benue State? Those families that lost their loved one? Nobody. But Abia, Biancono, and the rest of them in various federal positions visited Rome to pay condolence to St. Peter over Pope Francis' death.